Alright, 73 inches ought to do it. Hey, welcome back. In this last part of this series, I'm going to build the door that'll close off onto the stairway. I framed it out for 32 inches, and I want to build a door that's a simple 2 panels. And the door will be 1.25 inches thick, but the coolest part of this project is what I'm going to build it out of. These 2x10s were the top of the workbench that was already in this space when I bought the house. And it's quite possible that they're even left over when the house was built. So I really like the idea of A, building a door for free, but B, using materials original to the house to build that door. Now it's possible that this project is going to be one big fail. But the first obstacle I need to overcome is getting the material down to 1.25 inches thick. I'll do that at the planer, and so that the planer doesn't have to work as hard, I'm going to use a circular saw and miter saw to cut the wood down to some rough dimensions for what I need. I'll leave a little bit extra on the end so that hopefully any snipe will be on the parts that eventually get cut off. I imagine this process will take a while, and I'm not going to talk through it, I'll just show you some short clips hopefully. And I am going to listen to some podcasts on my new Bluetooth headphones. They cut the noise down by 27 decibels, and they make it really nice to work in the shop. Oh my goodness. Taking 1.5 inch material, planing it down to 1.25 inches, yeah. That was about 2 hours of my life. But all the material is down to its final thickness. It's been ripped to its final width on the table saw. It's been cut to its final length on the miter saw. And I am now in the process of putting rabbets on all the pieces to receive the 2 panels of the door. 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch rabbet. I do that by first running it vertically across the table saw and then coming back and running it laying down. Those 2 passes make a very clean rabbet. Before I get back to it, let me show you something. Whenever I tell people about my YouTube channel and the name Making Sawdust, they always seem to ask, why'd you name it that? I don't know. I just don't know. Alright, let me finish up those rabbits. Okay, with the rabbets done, that'll eventually get plywood panels, the last thing to do before glue up is to cut the half lap joints that'll hold it all together. I'll start by marking it off, and then I'll use a circular saw to cut out most of the material, a hammer to get a little bit more out, and then I'll come back with a router and clean up those joints. Alright, the diagonals are equal, so the door ought to be pretty square. Means it is ready to clamp down. Now I used construction adhesive to put these together because there were some voids in the joints, and construction adhesive will do better in a situation like that than regular wood glue. You just got to make sure that the pieces don't move around as you clamp them down. With the door clamped and out of the way, the last thing to think about is the plywood panels. I have this scrap piece of 1/2 inch, and while it's not the best plywood, I'm hoping that with sanding and of course painting, it'll be good enough. It's just barely bigger than I need it to be, so I couldn't resist the chance to use a piece of scrap. Just need to cut it down with the circular saw. That is gonna do it for now. Still need to mortise out for the hinges and the doorknob, but I've done a video before on how to install a door, so I won't show you that process again. I want to install some cove molding around the panels, and I can make that myself at the table saw. But I've got some other projects I want to get to first. I'm really happy with how this door has turned out. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Have a great weekend, and as always, get out there and make some sawdust.